So we're here at the Linbrook Heritage Estate in the John Deere Tractor Museum, or Vintage Tractor Museum. Self-guided tour. Doesn't seem to be anybody here at the moment except for the guy blowing leaves outside. See if I can get far enough away from this. This is a 1941 model BR. It's an old two-cylinder popper. Pretty Spartan machine. And this is, what is it? A 1930 John Deere model GP tractor. Came from a farm in Pennsylvania. This one has not been restored, obviously. Let's go around this way. This is a 1930 Model D. Completely restored. As it says on the sign by the door, everything, or almost everything, is fully restored functionally and aesthetically. Maybe not that tricycle. And this is a John Deere Model A tractor. More than one of my relatives in Minnesota had these. I probably have about 5 minutes of operating one of them, and it wasn't as pretty as this one. Although that particular relative that I recall riding on his did take pretty good care of his equipment, unlike some of the other ones didn't so much. Okay, and this is a John Deere Model 720 diesel from 1956. Again, looks like a two-cylinder engine. One thing that always struck me about tractors was, you know, as big as they are, the actual engines often aren't all that big. They're geared way down. The machines don't go fast. This is a 1956 Model 80 diesel. Looks like an old generator down there. John Deere bicycle. Small Mamad looking. Well, this is Schwanbeck Brothers, but a little steam engine running an overhead shaft and a drill press and a grinder and a lathe, table saw, and I'm not sure what that is. Looks like an electric motor. I'm guessing that that runs it when you don't actually want to run the steam engine. What do we have here? Looks like a little engine, utility engine perhaps. I don't see any sign on this. And a sulky plow. Be pulled by a horse. Now this here, where's the sign for this one? This is a Model D tractor from 1941. Rather specialized machine. Kind of an unusual shift pattern, and the shifter's way down there. And you've got this shroud here. I think this is intended to be used in between like orchards and things, perhaps. So you've got these shrouds that push everything away so it doesn't get caught up on the wheels and the axles. It's a Model 620. I don't know the year and I don't see it marked. Now this is a 1960 Model 330. Small utility tractor. Is that the hydraulic breather right on top? Don't want to get a crotch full of hot hydraulic fluid. Pretty simple 4-speed, no 5-speed it looks like. Transmission. Oh, that guy's going to town. I thought he'd leave by now. Yeah, and this is a Model 330. In that sense, they're both 330s. But this says a U tractor. 2-cylinder. I thought when they had the yellow coloration, they were set up for uses besides farming. Now we've got a bunch of these models on stilts. This is a Model A tractor, but it's got the, not sure what the proper name is, it's got the elevated carriage, get it up higher so it can roll over taller crops. Once again, it's an old popper. Accessible pulley to put belts onto, take off power that way. Looks pretty nicely done. And we've got the hydraulics on the back. Everything's so packed in here, it's hard to get far enough away. So this is an A model, and this is a G model. also elevated, and it has the model 620 over there. It's got the sign for that on here, which is kind of confusing. So this is a model GH tractor from 1952. Hard to believe that guy's still going at it. And model 720 diesel. So that's probably the right name, high crop. That all these in this line are high crops. This is, so I already said this is a model 720. This dates from 1956. Another high crop. This is a 1972 model 2520 diesel. Most of the John Deeres I had a chance to operate were in this general time frame. They all had this kind of styling on the front end over the engine compartment. So the radiators were on the sides instead of on the front. And one more high crop here. It's a I don't see the year on this one. Oh, it's a 1964 model 3020 diesel. Nice collection of gauges. This is a model 620. Don't see a sign for the year. And a 630 from 1959. I got a mower here, powered by rolling forward. It's not hooked up to a power takeoff. Just has a gear drive on the cutting blades. Here we have a 1953 Alice Chalmers. Looks like it's set up as a grader, but no blade on it. I think that was the first motorized vehicle I ever got to operate on my own as a kid, was an Alice Chalmers tractor. And I think it's the only Alice Chalmers I ever operated, but it wasn't a grader, it was just a regular tractor. I used it on the family farm to pull hay wagons around mostly. Okay, what is this? This is a Model Y. No, Models Y, 62 and L. I think this is a Model L. Pre-World War II tractor line. Yeah, this is from 1937 to 1938. There's another generator. And here we have a John Deere bulldozer, a model 1010 or 1010 C tractor from 1964. Needs a little air in the front tires. Here's a Model B. I don't see a sign with the year on it. And the Model 730 diesel. Does it have a year on this? 1959. This is a 1955 Model 40H. Looks like another high crop. This is a 1940 Model H with the row crop front wheels and not a high crop model. Bunch of generators here. I think that might be a starter motor. Here, not sure. Some of these do have starter motors on them, or gas operated starter motors, I should say. $1940. Just can't get far enough away. This one looks like it might have been used recently. Dirt on the treads, a bit more wear and tear. There's a small gift shop here. Here's a model 430. And a plow. Don't see anything with a year on it. Maybe this has it. Yeah, it's a 1960 model 430. Nothing said I can't come on this side of the rope, so I guess it's okay. We've got a Cub Cadet here, but it's not part of the museum, I think. And then just some air compressors and bandsaw and some other stuff. Alright, that's the John Deere Museum here. Not very big, but worthwhile. But there are other museums on this property. Now if we go through the back door here, there's supposed to be an industrial museum. That's nice. Okay, so kind of a replica of an old electrical control panel or control board. Old telephone. Looks like an old boiler. The way this stuff is rigged up, it looks like a lot of it might actually work. It looks like there are steam pipes running through here. This stuff may actually work. Yeah, there's grease and oil on these. I wouldn't be surprised if they can fire these up and make them run. Looks like there's a leather belt there to, maybe it's cloth, to couple this small generator to this flywheel. Take off some power. And somebody's doing some testing on the old generator. Looks like these wall panels probably come out. So maybe they can open this up. Steam engine and electric current generator. So once again, there's the steam line. Got the piston, horizontally operating piston. There's the governor. There's the flywheel and the belt that takes the power off. And then a idler pulley or a tensioner pulley, and then another set of flywheels here and another belt going to this primitive looking generator. Some active looking control circuits. I'm surprised nobody seems to be around. Well, I did hear some banging going on outside and some drilling or grinding. Okay. Looks like a one-way mirror. I think there's a shop back there, but there's nothing saying I can go in there. Okay. Now it suggests, okay, here we have a 1926 Lombard Ironworks boiler. Manufactured in 1926 in Augusta, Georgia, and purchased by the P&P Chair Company in Asheboro, North Carolina. So I made the complete circuit here. Vintage Tractors Museum and Industrial Museum have their own entrance off of Snyder Country Road. This is supposed to be another museum, I think, but the pamphlet made it sound like it's
in 1 3/4 miles. Turn left on Hoover Hill Road.
I think that's somebody's private property. Yeah, the pamphlet made it look like the old houses that were here were appointment only, and the guy who was doing the gardening said he thought they were closed. Now let's see, but maybe not. So the Hoover House and the Linbrook Hall, private property, keep out. So there's signs saying to turn there and then signs saying to stay out. So that's all very confusing. Go a little further. Thought when I came in there was another place a bit further down here, stretched out along this road. After turning around, going the other way, okay, Linbrook Hall, but the gates are closed. So if I come down there, does the sign say anything interesting? Yeah, tours by private reservation only. So, not doing this. There's still supposed to be the Hoover House back in the direction of the museum, and I don't know offhand if that's the one I already looked at or if it's a different one. So just to make sure I'm not missing something I could see, go back this direction again.
Turn right on Tabernacle Church Road.
Okay. So it says Hoover House. Kind of a road here. You can pull off. Yeah, it says it's by appointment only. Well, there it is. It's supposed to be an example of subsistence farming, or a home typical of subsistence farmers. So the only things you can see here without an appointment are the Tractor Museum and the Small Industrial Museum. Still very much worth a trip, or a detour off the interstate, which is what I did.